Mushroom Duxelles. This is such a fantastic and versatile ingredient. Especially if you want to add mushrooms to a dish, but you have a picky diner, they won't even notice. You can use this in stews, sauces, as a dip. It's even a core ingredient in the famous beef Wellington. Let me show you how to make it. Obviously, you'll need mushrooms. For this Duxelles, I'm using Cremini and Shiitake. Make sure you rinse them well. First off, you want to cut up your mushrooms. Don't overthink it. If they're regular sized, cut them in half, then cut those pieces in half twice. If they're larger, cut the pieces in half another time. It's all going to the same place in the end. Normally, when you cook shiitake mushrooms, you'll remove the stems because some people find them unfavorable, but we'll be blending them into nearly a paste so you can leave them on. Once they're all cut up, you're going to toss them into a pan on medium-low heat with a pinch of salt. You don't need oil or anything. We want to cook out some of the water from these mushrooms. They're going to shrink to less than half their size by the time we're done here. Just slowly cook them, stirring them frequently. They're starting to take on a nice color, and here you can see that water just bubbling right out of the mushrooms. Now that we've got them fairly cooked down, we're going to take them off the heat and start the next step. Toss the mushrooms in a food processor. You can chop them up with a knife, but this is way easier and way more consistent. Start off by pulsing to break up the pieces. And make sure you take time to stir the mushrooms that don't get blended into the bottom like so. We want to avoid big pieces in the Duxelles if possible. Once it looks like this, you can stop processing it and return it to the pan once again on medium-low. If you see any large chunks you missed, you can just pick them out. Now, we're just going to cook out more of the remaining water in the Duxelles. At this point, we're almost done. Once it's reduced to your liking, you'll add some salt and pepper. Then finally, melt in a pat of butter. Now you're left with this incredibly special ingredient that you can do so much with. The only limitations are your imagination. Stay tuned for next week. I'll be using this in a red wine sauce.